morning, everyone. Welcome to the final day of summer 21-22.
Oh, where's the summer?
Yeah, where's the summer?
At the roundabout, take the first exit to B100.
So it's just managed to get to 20 degrees centigrade, but it's grey and miserable. And we're just starting our trip down the Great Ocean Road. The ocean being the Southern Ocean. And I'll just show you on the map just where the Great Ocean Road goes to. So it starts from Torquay, which is a small
B100.
Coastal town, sort of about an hour and a half from where we are living in Melbourne. And it then runs down and eventually finishes just by Warrnambool. So today we are driving from Torquay to Port Campbell, and then we've got 3 days there, and then we're off to Warrnambool for the final stop. So we've had a couple of days in Torquay, and how were those 2 days around Torquay?
Well, apart from going to the beaches and to get blown away by the wind of 45 or whatever kilometers an hour, we didn't really manage to do much. We did kind of a walk yesterday, which was reasonably sheltered, which was nice. I did a massive shop.
Yeah.
At the Rip Curl.
So Rip Curl, one of the sort of well-known surf clothing wetsuit brands, actually started in Torquay, and they've got a factory outlet. So yeah, definitely some retail therapy happening there.
There was not much else to do in a cloudy, windy day. So yeah,
So I've got a couple of quick video clips that I'll put up now, which just show you how windy and bad it was. Oh, pretty windy day on the Great Ocean Road. I'm struggling to keep the camera still. Down at beach level now. Still pretty windy. Okay, talk to me. What's happening?
The wind's blowing away. Hold your hat with both hands.
The dogs are enjoying it.
The dogs are enjoying it. Not many surfers though.
No.
You would expect to see a bit more. That's really good waves. But yeah.
Second day on the Great Ocean Road. So where we've walked to is just the start of Bells Beach, which is a famous surfing beach in Australia, and they have one of the World Tour events here every year. So this is Bells Beach. I'm sure on a lovely day it's nice, but it looks pretty uninviting today. And there's a bunch of surfers out the far end. See if I can zoom in on them. All waiting for the waves. So yeah, so we didn't really do too much. And as I say, the actual Great Ocean Road starts from here. And we've got a couple of other places to sort of stop off on the way specifically. One to see some koalas, the other for a walk. And then really we're just going to take our time and stop wherever we want to. So apparently there is a particular stretch that we're going to go through today. I'll just put that up now. That's supposed to be sort of really scenic. So you know, we might stop a few times along there, and hopefully this grey miserable cloud will lift and we might get a little bit of sun, which will make things look nicer. Well, you can see the weather's pretty miserable, and we're just getting close to one of the bigger settlements on the road, which is Lorne. But we're sort of twisty-turny, winding our way over headlands and through bush at the moment. Luckily there's not too much traffic, and it's pretty good actually, this road, for having pull-outs so that you can pull off the road and let traffic go past you, because you have to go pretty slowly with the caravan behind down these roads, particularly as it's a bit wet. We are here because we're told that there are koalas in the trees here. So we're going to have a wander, see what we can find. I think any self-respecting koala would be tucked up in bed watching Netflix on a day like today, but I guess there might be a few out if we're lucky. We'll see if the spotter moving ahead finds any for us. I've given up already. No koalas to be seen. The spotter is still optimistic. Not quite sure how far she's going to go. So we've stopped off at this walk that was recommended to us, which is a rainforest walk, which is
Ready for the rain.
very appropriate, seeing as we're in the forest and it's raining. So this is a genuine rainforest. So what's it say? 30-minute circuit, 800 meters. Don't know how it's going to take us 30 minutes. We must be stopping a lot.
Yeah.
World's tallest flowering plants, the mountain ash. Meat-eating land snails live here. Careful where you tread. Anybody for mushrooms?
Yeah, look like oyster mushrooms, but I don't know if they're
Big trees though. Wow, look at this one.
Yeah. How much growth on it in some of the...
Woohoo! That is really big. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, doesn't it say one of the tallest?
Yeah, this is lovely.
Yeah, but this is what reminds us of New Zealand.
I'm not sure whether it would be better if the sun was out and we were getting dappled sunlight, or whether it's better because it's the rainforest and it's very damp in here, but it is lovely. We've been away from the coast quite a while now, heading through a national park. You can probably pick up from the blurry view outside that we're actually in the cloud. Not that we're that high, it's just the cloud's so low. But we did see some blue sky.
For a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think we're that high.
No, we're about 350 meters above sea level.
Nah,
So,
definitely missed.
yeah, not where you'd normally expect to be in the clouds. Morning.
Morning, baby.
In 700 meters,
Let's start
turn
again.
left on B100, then take the first right.
Okay. Morning.
Morning.
So, another dull, dreary day.
Oh, yeah.
Rain threatening later. So we just left the campsite and we're going to do selected
Turn
venues.
left on B100,
Shut
then
up.
take the first right.
Selected venues on this foodie trail, because most of the foodie trail is chocolate and, you know, I don't know, stuff like that, which is okay in moderation, but not
Turn
at this
right
time in
on
the morning.
Purdy Vale Port Campbell Road.
So you'd think, given the number of instructions that I'm getting from the sat nav, that we were in the middle of Melbourne. I mean, there's nobody here. And this thing is talking non-stop. Anyway, hopefully now it will be quiet, because we're on this road for 8 kilometres.
Continue on Purdy Vale Port Campbell Road.
Thank you. So we're gonna just see how the weather goes, and possibly go to the 12 Apostles later on. It's supposed to be really good at sunset,
I can't see the sun.
but
So.
there's no sun to set, so we'll see how it goes during the day. But we're in Timboon now. One advantage of a small place is you can literally list everywhere on the signage. No way you get lost here. It is a pretty small place though. Okay, what are we celebrating?
What are we celebrating?
You tell me.
Going back to New Zealand.
Only for a week.
Only for a week.
Yeah.
After a year
Yeah.
that we haven't been there. So, oh yes.
Okay.
New Zealand has allowed us finally to go in without self-quarantine.
Yeah, got the flights booked.
Got the flights booked. Good deal. Yes.
And yeah, going.
Okay, cheers.
You can chew. So yeah, the purpose of this little video clip is not to watch Fassie chew her
Thank goodness.
dinner, which is, what is it?
It's almost finished.
What is it?
It was some millet with some veggies, but the veggies are almost gone. And it's mostly you see the millet. So there was like some zucchini, some broccolini, some capsicum, some leek, and a few other things.
So having spent nearly a minute explaining to you that the purpose of this video is not
The food.
the food, the purpose of this video is that you can hear these cicadas, crickets.
They sound more like cicadas,
Not sure what they are,
but a bit lower frequency than
but they've started in the last, I don't know, 5 minutes, and they're really going for it now. I always think it's a bit of a late summer sound. Very late, because this is actually 1st of March, so it's autumn technically, but yeah, it's not something that you hear in the height of the summer. It's more the late summer. So very quickly, while I've got you going, this campsite emptied this morning, and now it's filled up again. It's got this amazing input and output every day of people coming in. I'm not sure how long they stay. We're here 3 nights. But it's pretty packed. And it's a nice campsite. No bogans. Well, there aren't any. Well, unless they're older bogans
There are some.
with good hearing.
Well,
What?
I don't know. I think there are some.
Oh, do you? Yeah, potentially. But, okay. We've just come across from the caravan park, walked up a set of steps, and we're onto the headland, jutting out from Port Campbell. And out here there's a lone surfer. Three surfers now. Still haven't managed to see any of them catch a wave. Here we go. Surely this one. I don't know what they're looking for. Maybe this one.
No, they.
Oh, look at it. That's a huge thing.
It was already breaking when they.
Well, now they would have. Oh, look, I'm not a surfer, but for goodness sake. Oh, so that put the middle one just tried to catch that one and missed it. Now the end one's going to try and get this one. Oh.
Yeah, this one, yeah. But he was too.
That's a pretty good surfer. Ah, all that effort and waiting for her.
Oh, that's the other one?
Yeah.
Oops,
Before it got
he
smashed
didn't
off
do
it.
it. This one didn't.
Getting a good view back down to the little township. And this is why they call it a port. I expected a little harbour, but it's just a jetty that's been there for about 100 years with some cranes on it, and basically the boats just used to come in and offload and onload using the cranes to lift stuff up to the jetty and drop it back down. So it was sort of used to provision the place for the farmers around, because 100 years ago there weren't any roads. Back to the start of the walk now. So yeah, it's actually a lovely beach and bay, and given the number of people here, this is a pretty impressive suspension bridge, footbridge, that's been put in to help people get across the estuary and up onto this walk. And the campsite that we're staying at is just beyond those Norfolk pines. And given that it's sort of midday, it's pretty empty now, but it seems to empty during the day and then fill up again from about 3 o'clock. And sorry, interrupted you. What were you saying there?
I was saying it's almost empty.
Yeah.
This side, it's almost empty.
Okay, down the steps. Time for some lunch. Okay, guess what we're going to see?
The 12 apostles.
Always dangerous over here. First view of the 12 apostles. I have to say, it is pretty impressive. So we're heading down to the beach level now. Sea's pretty impressive today. That's where we're going.
Another lovely day, and the lovely day started like this from the morning, which is new. So we're off today to Warrnambool, our last stop, but before we get there we are checking the London Bridge, which we're assuming is a big rock, but we'll find out. Let's go.
What a contrast with the last few days. The sea's blue, pretty calm. That's lovely. Morning. So there we have London Bridge. I guess at some point there was actually a connection. You know, where there's now that big gap, must have collapsed in. Not sure how long ago that was. Big swells coming in, even though it's much calmer today. But doesn't it look lovely with the sun out? What a difference the sun makes. if you were in marketing and you were trying to encourage people to use this beach, imagine the angst you would have with this sign. Strong currents, drop off. Submerged sandbars, snakes. Just really makes you want to come and spend some time here, huh?
Shipwreck Beach.
Yeah. Out for a walk with lots of seagulls. The end of the Great Ocean Road. We've just walked along the sort of main promenade beach. And this is a really neat little area in here. I think they have penguins on these two islands, so they discourage people from going onto them. And there's a breakwater in the distance there. I don't know whether or not that's what's created this little inlet, but it's very shallow and very white sand. The cliffs on the Great Ocean Road, or rather the just the makeup of the land, it's a really soft limestone, which is why you finish up with things like the 12 Apostles, because the combination of the sea and the wind and the rain just erodes this soft limestone away, so you get some really great sort of outcrops of rock and caves and steep cliffs that keep on collapsing. I guess that's sort of what adds to the visual attraction of the place. Yeah, we're just discussing this footpath, which we thought when we got around that last corner we were going to be sort of seeing all the way down the coast, but it just keeps on going. So I think we'll turn around and head back. But yeah, just amazing erosion.
Few years this path won't be here.
No.
By looking at how close this is here.
Yeah.
Like a meter and a half.
Mm-hmm. Okay, heading back. So it's been about a week now since we got back from the trip down the Great Ocean Road, and I just really need to finish this video off, so here's a bit of a quick wrap up on the thoughts on the trip. So you'll have picked up from the video to this point that the weather wasn't exactly the best that it could have been. We only really had one summery day, so that obviously had an impact in terms of how much we enjoyed the trip. And in fact, because of the weather at the final place, Warrnambool, we actually came back 2 days early. There was no Wi-Fi coverage. The weather was sort of forecast to be really windy with rain. There's nothing to do there if the weather's like that, so we just headed back. And I have to say, even allowing for the weather, I'd say the people that have marketed the Great Ocean Road have done a really good job, because it seems to be one of the places to go if you're visiting Victoria. And my take on it is that it's okay. There's some pretty spectacular parts to it, but there's also a lot of very average parts to it. And I've had drives along coastal routes as attractive, if not more attractive, than the Great Ocean Road, that didn't have all of the hype associated with it. So for me, I don't think we'll head back that way. Nothing particularly to pull us back there. And sure, if you've got a lot of time, then go and do it. But if you're short of time in Victoria, I think the Grampians are more attractive. I think the high country around Bright is more attractive. I think the beaches down the Mornington Peninsula are actually better than the ones on the Great Ocean Road. So, you know, that's my take on it. And let's wait for the next adventure. Bye for now.